Super Battle Golf. I'll be honest, this one kind of came out of left field for me. I had a friend call me up the other day, told me to go spend $6 on it and snag the game. Said it was the same publishers as Peak, and I mean, he did preface it's a friend swap game, and that is what it is. But I'll be honest, there's a lot to it. Super Battle Golf kind of mixes golf and then a battle mode, I guess. It's something that I believe Mario may have attempted, not to be super interesting in how it did it, but Super Battle Golf is, at least in my opinion, accomplishing what it set out to do, which is be a interesting take on golf and sort of a more party-oriented game. I enjoy the way it is set up a lot more than Peak in a lot of aspects and ways. And it sort of has the same humor that Peak does with the mumbling characters and as well the dopey nature of it all. Sort of Fall Guys with a little bit more personality. As a short explanation for how Super Battle Golf works, it features a team or a group of players, however many you really want it to be. I don't know what the maximum is. And you guys are basically on a race to get your ball in the hole. And there's advantages and disadvantages to going faster or slower, doing less hits, more hits, pars, and whatnot. You know, usual golf term. With a twist, however, and that is weapons, rocket launchers, laser beams, fucking air horns for whatever reason. Why would you ever want that, right? And fucking coffee. Coffee. But hear me out. A lot of it does make sense, and I will be going over that shortly. Before the items, however, I do want to preface the style of this game is just, it's cool. It has a lot of artistic flair to it. It is interesting in the way that it tries to portray ideas or emotions with the characters. You have their classic dopey, I guess, attitudes, but mixed with some dancing. I really like the one where the guy's hands are over his head and he's rocking his hips around. Sort of sensual for a very immature sort of a game. And I mean, to draw a slight comparison, I would say that this game most relates potentially to Mario Kart in a lot of ways with its party game mode, but then alongside the power-ups. The power-ups add the sort of randomness that Mario Kart entails, and sort of Mario Party a little bit as well. To start with the items, however, you have the air horn, and again, all of these sort of do make sense. The air horn itself screws up players. It makes a loud noise, making them mess up their hit, going super hard on it, and that is sort of at a detriment of the player whenever it does happen. I found it most irritating at the beginning when everybody's trying to line up their first shot. It sort of has a system like Mario Kart where if you start at a certain time and then hit the ball perfectly, you'll get a speed boost. And with that being said, it's a very situational ability. It's not super useful in all scenarios. It can be at times. It just depends on how creative you're willing to get with it. The next up would be the coffee. I personally do enjoy using this. It just gives you a speed boost. I sort of find that there's a momentum sort of gameplay that happens when you get power-ups repeatedly or get one power-up and go to the next. And it's very advantageous to winning very consistently. And a problem that you will run into is if you don't have any power-ups, you will be behind a lot. And I'd say that's a part of the game that sort of is at its own detriment to some degree, but at the same time it's sort of a juggling act, and say you don't get it in first, you may wait a little bit and get more power-ups. For example, the coffee, and the coffee allows you to run extremely fast for a short period of time towards, it can even be like more power-ups, swing faster, sort of do everything that you need to faster. It's honestly a very well-balanced ability. Next up would be the dueling pistol, and I mean, this thing, it's pretty hit or miss for me. It's just a very weak weapon. It can hit somebody, and when you hit people, when you interact with other players and do things to them that are at their detriment, you do get speed boosts. So there is an advantage to the PvP aspect of Super Battle Golf, fucking golf. But at the same time, this gun has a very wide-looking, I guess, reticle, and it makes it quite hard to hit people because it's a small bullet. But when you hit it, it's pretty satisfying, and it can be pretty good. You feel like John Wick playing golf, and you'll get a speed boost off of it and pushing a player away. And that's sort of a fun aspect of it. This is going to be sort of PvP oriented right now because we're going over the guns, but as well there's the elephant gun, probably my favorite. The elephant gun's strange because it hits like a fucking hammer. It will send a player flying as well as you in the opposite direction. So you can sort of use it to jump. It's a very weak jump, but then also it'll shoot you back if you're shooting people in front of you. So I'd say it's most advantageous to run in front of a player and shoot them, and it'll push you forward. Technically backwards, but towards the objective, and then as will give you a speed boost to recover from that. As well with it, sort of a plus is the fact that you do get 2 shots with it. That makes it a lot better than the dueling pistol in my opinion. From the PvP aspect though, as well, there is you can hit your, I guess, other players with your golf bat, whatever fucking thing, and then hit them a second time off the map if you want to. So it leads to a sort of fun situation. If you don't have anything, you can still hit people with your club. And we hit people with the club, same deal. You will get a speed boost from it. Sort of just encouraging the whole PvP thing. Next up would be the electromagnet. It creates a shield. It's kind of nice. It'll block damage, but as well balls. So I've hit some pretty nasty, I guess, reflections from it. I've had my buddy, he's hit the ball like really high up and it's flying. And if I see it, I'm able to like run at it with the ball thing, or the shield, and it can bounce off and even hit like a penalty ball, send it off the edge, kind of screw them up. And that leads for a lot of fun scenarios as well. You could just put that thing on and sit around the goal at the end and just screw up all the players' hits. And a more simple one is the landmine. You can put them down. You get 3 when you pick it up, and they'll explode on people. I did watch a player somehow hit the thing and it went flying across the map, and it'll home in on you, sort of a deal. If you hit something with your golf club, it'll track them a little bit, which is pretty fun. I don't fucking know how he did that. If somebody can explain if somebody can explain that to me down in the comments, that'd be awesome. But as well, there's a golf cart. The golf cart's kind of a classic. You just plop that thing down and you can drive, and other players can take it. You can also hit players. There's an achievement for driving somebody off the edge into water. Haven't gotten that yet. I was trying to win too much, I guess, but it is quite a fun sort of ability alongside the other ones. It just shakes things up quite a bit. And that's something I'd say a lot of these power-ups do, and I think they'll add more in the future, but at the moment it's a pretty balanced situation. And then you've got the spring boots. It's a very simple other power-up. It allows you to just jump really high or really far, and I'd say it's pretty nice. You can do a couple of shortcuts in certain maps that cut off time on time, but again, it's randomly generated power-ups, so to get them it's a little bit hard. And I'd say if they kept on adding more power-ups, it'd become really difficult to get it based on that RNG. I will say though, with the spring boots, it does make it a lot easier to travel. But yeah, it's just mainly shortcuts. It's probably its biggest side. And then next up is the rocket launcher. This thing can home in on an individual, so it'll, lock on, and you can shoot that thing across the entire map. And I'd say it's probably best to do that, to hit people that are like way in front of you, or at the very beginning, you can hit all the players of like one half of the lobby, and you will get a full circle of stamina boost, and it is pretty satisfying to hit. People will get fucking pissed at you over it, I will say that, but that does make for good fun. And then last but not least, what I refer to as potentially the blue shell of the game is the rocket launcher. Scratch that, orbital laser. This thing will just target, I believe it's the first person. I've gotten it twice because I'm never in the back, and it will just nuke that zone, and it will just ream all players, all balls. It'll just send everybody flying, and a lot of people just die from it. And it's a pretty fun one. When it happens, like, you'll just hear the entire lobby just freeze and go, oh shit. But yeah, it makes for good fun. And I'd say overall, the game itself, it's in a good spot. I think that it's a fun game. I think it's a fun evolution of sort of their party style that they have. This development team that made Peak and now Super Battle Golf. These are the 2 games that I know them for at the moment. I don't know if they have made a ton more games. Let me know if there are any fun ones. I'm sort of trying to stick to Friend Slot more often than my usual multiplayer games such as Apex Legends and Rainbow Six, if you've been following me at all. The potentially 2 of you. But yeah, I would honestly recommend Super Battle Golf to those who are looking for a new game. Just a good time, honestly. It's quite a fun game, and for what it is and what it's worth, it's just very simple. It's good fun. It's cheap. It's stupid. It's goofy, but I would say it is something worth trying, and I will probably continue to play it. But yeah, that's all. I'll see you guys later.